We're getting to this. Alright guys, my name is Austin, and I'm presenting for the state statute assignment, Michigan and Washington, D.C. Here's the links to the state statutes, Michigan state statute and Washington, D.C. state statute. We'll come back to those. But Washington, D.C. obviously isn't a state, so it runs off a different state for its statutes. It runs off a couple, but the one it mainly runs off of is Ohio. So here's Michigan and for their human trafficking and sex trafficking part, the statute part. We'll come back to all that. There is DC's as well. For the similarities, they both comparatively have the same laws and statutes. Obviously, most states really do. But I wanted to zone in on one section at most that is really similar, and that's their minors. For the sex trafficking part, in their minor section, which is for both states under the age of 16, they only have a couple of laws set in stone for the trafficking part in sides. They really don't have a lot based on that, and that goes into my next section, which is the differences. Their minor laws, according to section 750.462H, no matter the resistance of victim to the actor, it is not relevant in the case in the state of Michigan. So, meaning, no matter if the minor wants to do this or doesn't want to do this, forced, doesn't matter what they do, it is not relevant in the case towards the person that they're going against in any case, which is kind of weird. I think if a person, say 15 years old, wants to conduct themselves into prostitution rings or human trafficking rings, then they should be charged along with, on top of any other charges that are being held against their ringleader or whoever. But for the District of Columbia, there's a training program. This statute makes their officers reliable in these cases and tries to help them by putting through them training programs. This is really the difference in they try to help these kids, and they will charge them without a heartbeat, but it's really different in both states, and I don't figure why, because I feel like depending on the situation, you're liable in both ways. My thoughts are that I would make both the state statutes a little stronger in the minor section. This is because they both have limitations. Michigan, I think, only has one law, and that was the one I read for the minors. And for DC, I think it only has two. And I feel like there should be more of a wide range on something. It's a very prominent thing to happen, so I feel like there should be more laws set in stone. Alright, we're going to visit both of these websites. First being the Michigan legislature. Right here says only the female, not the male, 16 years of age or less in house prostitution crime, a person for a purpose that other than prostitution takes or conveys to it, or employs, receives, detains, or allows a person 16 years of age or less to remain in a house prostitution house of ill fame. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's kind of my big one. As you can see, the rest, right here, it goes into all of them, but this is the definition of every single one. There's really not that many as I thought there was going to be, honestly. There's one section for it, and it's got only 8 different laws, so it's pretty crazy. DC is a little bit more strenuous. It's kind of set up better. Right here's the definition of forced laborers, trafficking in labor, all this, but let's see if I can find the minor section. Right here, sex trafficking of children. There's 2 laws right there under it. It is unlawful for an individual or a business knowingly to recruit, entice, harbor, transport, provide, obtain, or obtain or maintained by any means a person who will be caused a result of engage in a sexual or commercial sex act, knowing or in reckless disregard of the fact that a person has not attained the age of 18 years old. So I was wrong. 18 years old is for DC and 16 is for Michigan. I think in the state of North Carolina, under the age of 16 is not consent, so that would be the same as Michigan. That's about it, guys. Appreciate it.